You consume hours of content every single day without ever leaving a trace, effectively becoming a ghost in a loud machine. It feels like you are just being lazy or passive, but there's actually a much deeper psychological reason for your silence. You think you're just scrolling, but you are actually engaging in a subconscious form of emotional self-preservation. Every time you like or comment, you are unknowingly paying a tax on your mental energy that you can never get back again. But here is the dark truth about digital engagement that explains why you instinctively pull back from the interaction. You live in a world where every moment is documented, and every feeling is measured in metrics that do not actually matter. You post to connect and you post to belong, yet you watch everything from the shadows without ever letting yourself be seen. There is a specific comfort in remaining an invisible participant in a digital world that demands your constant performance. Maybe you are one of them, watching videos and reading posts while scrolling through feeds, but never reacting to anything. And here is the question that always lingers in the back of your mind when you realize you have been scrolling for hours. Why would someone engage so intensely with this content and yet remain completely unseen by the person who created it? It is easy to assume that silent viewers are indifferent or just lazy, or worse, that they simply do not care about it. But that is not the full picture, because beneath the quiet surface, there is an entire complex psychology playing out. There is a hidden reason rooted in self-awareness and emotional independence that guides how you navigate this noisy world. But here is what no one tells you about the people who watch everything but say nothing in a world obsessed with attention. For some people, watching without engaging is not emptiness. It is a form of control that they desperately need to feel. It is the power to choose exactly what the world sees of you and what it does not, keeping your true self totally private. Social media rewards the loudest voices and the quickest reactions, creating a system that demands constant engagement. But watchers often resist that system by observing and processing, absorbing the information without any interruption. They think deeply before they react, and sometimes, after all that thinking, they never feel the need to react to it at all. Psychologists have found something fascinating about this behavior that suggests you might actually be smarter than most. People who rarely comment or like often score higher on traits like introspection, emotional intelligence, and restraint. They tend to be less influenced by social comparison, and they are far less dependent on external approval from strangers. You are not trying to prove who you are to the internet. You are simply trying to understand what you see on the screen. Because let's be honest, every time you leave a like or a comment, you become part of the performance that you are watching. You signal your existence to the world and enter a subtle feedback loop where validation is traded for your attention. But watchers step outside that loop entirely, absorbing ideas and feelings and experiences quietly, without needing applause. For many people, not engaging is a strict form of self-preservation because social media can be incredibly exhausting. Every post comes with the invisible weight of judgment or misunderstanding, or the heavy burden of someone's expectation. A single comment can spark a debate you do not want, or a criticism you do not need, draining your limited emotional battery. A like can carry unspoken obligations, signaling that you want more content, more attention, and more constant performance. Silent viewers avoid that pressure entirely, protecting their mental and emotional energy for things that actually matter. And this is where most people get it wrong, assuming that silence means you are disconnected or that you are just lurking. It is not always about fear or avoidance, because for some, watching quietly is about valuing the depth of the experience. When you witness something meaningful, it doesn't always need to become public property for it to be real and valuable. You do not need to signal your presence to validate the content, because the thought and the feeling can remain yours alone. It is a form of ownership psychologists call psychological ownership, where an unshared experience feels richer and deeper. When an experience is unshared, it feels more personal and more sacred, untainted by the performative nature of the internet. But here is the part that hurts the most when you realize how much energy others waste trying to be seen by the world. There's another layer to this, because some watchers are actively learning and reflecting and growing through observation. They notice patterns that others miss because they are too busy typing, and they think deeply about what they consume daily. They internalize insights and emotions and lessons in ways that a fleeting comment or a quick like could never capture. They are fully present in a world where everyone else seems obsessed with performance and the desperate need for validation. And yet, this silence can sometimes be misunderstood, causing people to label silent viewers as detached or even disinterested. People might think you are cold, but in truth, you are attentive and thoughtful and deliberate with where you place focus. Your mind is full even when your feed appears empty, and you are quietly absorbing the world around you with great intensity. You are thinking more than speaking and reflecting more than reacting, which is a rare trait in our hyper-connected society. It's also about authenticity versus performance, because social media rewards spectacle and the flashy, viral reaction. But watchers resist that urge because they crave genuine understanding rather than the shallow hit of public validation. They want to witness the world, not perform for it, and in doing so, they preserve their inner peace in a draining world. This is where the behavior becomes a superpower, because some watchers step away having learned a very difficult truth. Engagement is not the same thing as connection, and likes and comments are often fleeting, superficial, and meaningless. True understanding and growth happen quietly inside the mind, in moments that are not documented and thoughts not broadcasted. And here is the paradox that defines your experience. The more silent you are online, the more you often experience life. When you are not distracted by metrics or comparison or performance, the colors look richer and the conversations feel deeper. Music sounds fuller and ideas linger longer because you feel, think, and reflect without needing an audience to validate you. That quiet presence is rare, almost a superpower in the digital age where everyone else is screaming to be noticed. Sometimes silence online is also a rebellion, a refusal to be part of a system that equates attention with human value. It is a conscious decision to disengage from dopamine loops and the pressure to signal happiness or intelligence or insight. You are choosing life on your own terms, experiencing content for yourself and not for the algorithm that wants your data. And yet, silence does not mean loneliness, and it certainly does not mean emptiness, despite what the platform might tell you. Sometimes the quietest viewers have the richest inner lives, the most vivid thoughts, and the deepest personal reflections. They carry worlds inside themselves, overflowing with ideas and emotions, yet they choose stillness instead of cheap spectacle. Because in a world that constantly asks if you saw this or if you reacted to that, choosing not to react is freedom. It is freedom from expectation, freedom from judgment, and freedom to simply exist and absorb the world without any pressure. You are free to watch, to reflect, to learn, and to feel, all without the need for validation or the noise of applause. So maybe the next time you realize you have watched a video without leaving a like or comment, do not feel guilty. Do not think you are missing out. Because you are not absent, you are observing and reflecting in a very deep way. You are experiencing life quietly in a world that rewards performance over presence, and that is a valid way to exist. And perhaps that is the true psychology behind people who watch without engaging, a secret that explains your entire behavior. I know most of you are part of the Watch Silently Never React Club, but consider this your membership test. Hit that like if this video finally said what you've been feeling. And tell me, honestly, is your silence a way to protect your peace, or are you just tired of putting on a show for everyone else?